This is Dead Domain. We watched them watching Blair White. They seem to be quite similar to Xander Howell, who we watched earlier. You know, I hate saying bad faith, but extremely bad faith in the way they talk about her. Like, clearly doesn't understand what Blair White is about. Clearly doesn't appreciate the fact that trans people with different kinds of ideologies and different kinds of groups are going to reach those people, because someone like this is not going to reach like right-wingers. And you'll see what I mean, because, you know, in the video I watched, they were very heavily seeding their opinions on the video and just against Blair White in all cases, despite how wild some of the shit that went down at that Pride event was. So let's see, this is Dead Domain. Trans person interviews homophobes at Pride 2024. Let's have a look.
It's that time of year again, where queer people get together to celebrate community, mutual aid, acceptance, tolerance.
Queer people, by the way, is not a catch-all term for the LGBTQ.
And love, and people get super mad at those things and call us slurs while waving big signs.
Such as queer. Sorry, I'm the one being bad faith.
On June 1st, I went with my partner to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho to celebrate their Pride event. For those who might not remember, this park and Pride was the very same that saw 31 white nationalists arrested just 2 years ago. Idaho isn't known as the most progressive place overall, and that was represented by a few anti-gay protesters sitting on the sidelines at this Pride event. And being the curious creature I am, I decided to go see why they specifically felt that Pride was worth protesting. It probably won't surprise you to know I was met with a barrage of slurs and blatantly false information I've debunked in past videos like my church infiltration and CPAC videos. As I approached the first protest group, I did my best to put on a friendly face. A woman.
If this is mostly just going to be about Christians, it's not actually going to be very interesting to me. I don't care that much about like Christian arguments because, yeah, it says in a book, okay? Maybe I don't subscribe to that particular book, just like I don't really subscribe to the theories of Judith Butler, you know? It's the same argument.
Sitting to the left of the group leader hurriedly took out her phone to record me.
Would I be able to interview you guys?
Yeah. Interview for?
I have a YouTube channel. I just kind of want to see what you guys are about, what you guys are doing out here, if that's okay.
You're going to go to help.
Okay.
The main man I spoke to here is Glenn Bledsoe, a longtime street preacher. While he claimed he isn't with any church or body, this video retrospective where he talks about another street preacher who passed away labels him as from Bible believers. There are a lot of churches with that name, but from what I found, almost all appear to have been King James Version Baptist types that we've become familiar with in the past.
So I guess tell me kind of what organization you're with, or if you're with an organization or church or anything.
I'm just a street preacher that started preaching in the early 80s against sin, whether it be the bars down the street, or whether it be or the gay parades in West Hollywood or San Francisco.
So have you ever successfully converted someone then?
We've done some persuading. I think, yeah.
I've actually seen full turnarounds through just reading the Bible inside and out. It convicts them and just completely utterly changes them.
It's amazing the impact preaching the gospel is out on the streets.
So then what is, I guess, the issue that you have with Pride?
So maybe what we need is people like this preaching in the streets. Nah, don't do that. Never do that.
The Bible says that God opposes the proud, gives grace to the humble. So when we are in sin, whatever sin it may be, we shouldn't be proud of it. We shouldn't be berating it. We shouldn't be, in trying to entice others to join you in your pride of sin. First of all, this is a threat. This is a threat to public safety. So I'm against it for that reason.
Why would you say it's a threat to public safety?
Children don't need to see that.
You need hospitals.
Children don't need to see that.
How many movies?
This was the exact Pride event to which she was gesturing. I didn't see anything offensive to children the entire time I was there, unless she simply means a drag queen. Not even scantily clad is inappropriate for kids, in which case she'd have conniptions if she, watched classic Shakespeare or other classic art involving drag like Mrs. Doubtfire or All-Star Season 2.
You're more suicidal, and you have more disease.
Yeah, it's not like they're saying very specific things.
Than any other people.
Suicide rates are
Very suicidal. You're unhappy
especially transgender.
because you've forsaken.
Which is also true. Hey, I kind of feel like to a lot of parents, it must be terrifying. Like, say your kid comes out as trans. Now you've got to, worry about them killing themselves because so many trans kids supposedly are, killing themselves over not getting access to puberty blockers and stuff like that. That sounds terrifying to me. I don't know why we're putting them in such a horrible position, quite frankly.
God, and the way you hate God, and defy that he made you a man.
Well, some might say that a lot of that suicidal ideation is from social rejection.
Unsurprisingly, they didn't cite many actual
You know, the social rejection can come from, your own people, other trans people, right? I've experienced loads of that. I've experienced a shit ton of, social rejection, generally for just not having the same opinions as other trans people, sometimes about completely unrelated topics, like politics, not being entirely comfortable with pro-Maoist memes in what seem to be mainstream groups on fucking Facebook or whatever, going on about mass murdering landlords, what's that got to do with being trans? And like, why is it that if I don't personally agree with that I should get fucking dogpiled and like fucking banned and shit? You know what I'm saying?
Statistics, and when I push back on the idea that queer suicide rates are so high because of people like them, they basically said, I would think that because I'm a slur.
No, because look how pushy you guys are. Look all
The problem is, you can't say that they're killing themselves because of these people. There are so many different factors that go into one person's suicide, let alone the amount that are killing themselves. Like, there's plenty of trans people that might not really have even been exposed to any of this kind of shit. This is much more of an American thing. So trying to blame it on those people seems crazy to me, and suggests that this person isn't any more open-minded than these people are. But hey.
police protection you have.
Yeah, look how pushy you guys are. It's kind of...
Look how much you influence society. You own the city council. You own the mayor. You got people who are afraid to say he, she. You got them all pronoun stuff. It's ridiculous. What do you mean? What are you in fear of? You are pushing your religion of hatred towards God, and what he did in creating you a man. You guys are stuck in puberty. Whatever happened in your life, trauma, rape, incest, higher than any other group. Violence.
They should be staying a bit more stoic, I think, in this. And this guy is, I mean, standing up, he comes off a bit more aggressive now, so I kind of get it, but I don't know. Let's see.
Against one another, you have more violence against each other than any violence is against you by heterosexual.
Is that true? I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm not believing something like that, you know what I'm saying?
Well, really quick, I want to go back to you mentioned that, you know, there's a lot of police protection here, and I'm sure that you're familiar with 2 years ago, the 31 people who came to probably start a fight.
The police protection was here before that, before it even happened.
But it was because of stuff like that.
No, it's because you guys have bought, first of all, you
I think they're probably right on that. I think it probably is, at least partly because of the fear of people coming in who don't like gay people that might start attacking people. I think that's probably a reasonable point to make.
infiltrated the campuses. This is a liberal campus.
It's all indoctrinated.
The political...
elementary schools, public libraries now.
But there's also some weird shit going on in schools. It's weird. I end up falling straight in the middle. It's like ideologue versus ideologue, and I just fall straight through the middle.
Pornographic books telling little children about anal sex and giving blowjobs to Steve. Right. I mean,
As you may have noticed, even when I tried to address some of the various tangents they went on, they would just spawn more, like a conspiracy theory hydra. I did try to get specific books that they were showing
You know who else does this, by the way? Constantly, trans people.
kids explicit materials in, and this is the answer I got.
We're infiltrating, and poisoning the minds of our children.
Yep, break down the nuclear family, break down society. What happened before Roosevelt? Gender confusion. Get more involved in your community, and you will see, you will find out it's sick. And
By the way, it's important to remember, this person is like jumping these people. Like, they're not being forced to do anything. I do apologize. They're having this conversation not knowing until this person showed up that they're going to be having these conversations. It's similar to the Blair White thing, in that she was just approaching random people with a microphone and saying, hey, answer these questions. Like, you're jumping people. So like, you gotta be a bit understanding of the kind of stuff that you're getting back from people in that sense. And I can't remember, I'd have to watch back over the video where she reacted to Blair White to see if they weren't very understanding of that, because they're doing the same thing. I don't know if they complained about Blair White jumping other people, and then it's kind of similar here, you know.
demented things that are happening in public libraries.
Do you have any specific books?
Go to the public library. You
There's a lot of books in the library.
Okay, well, ask the librarian.
Okay.
Tell them you want to...
And that's the other thing. You can't debate these people without having the shit in front of you. Like, I would need, if I was talking about like transgender children's books, I mean, I appreciate this makes sense anyway, but I'd need to like go through them and like find them and like slap them in front of people. Otherwise they just won't believe you that this shit is real. And to be fair, I don't know too much about the books thing because I'm not a kid. I don't have any kids. I'd have to really kind of go through a library and just read through all the fucking LGBT kids books and check that they're all okay, which, I don't know. That's a lot of effort. And, you know, I don't know. I don't really know what goes on in schools because why the fuck would I go to a school, you know? So, I don't know.
Look up some books that they have for children about gay sex, anal sex. And we could do an entire row, an entire section. Kids can pull out books and read about anal sex with Steve.
I don't have time to ask.
Because, I mean, if that's true, that's wild, and that shouldn't be the case. Like, I don't want any kids reading about fucking anal sex. Like, it's not okay just because it's gay, you know? But, yeah, if you're going to claim it, you do have to back it up. But at the same time, asking about specifics, we are talking about like jumping people with an interview, you know?
asked how she knew libraries had explicit material for children easily available before the next tangent. There was a local library booth at the event, but they were just giving out regular kids' books.
Well, yeah, they're not stupid enough to, like, I don't know. I can't verify one way or the other, but hey, you're asking someone about specifics when you jump them with a conversation. If Blair White was, like, trying to get people to dig into the topics she was asking about at the Pride thing, like, really deeply, I'd have the same problem with her, you know, asking for specifics and stuff like that about certain things they bring up. Because that would be a bit weird, you know, that would be a bit much. Like, she's a bit cognizant of the fact that she's going up to people and asking them questions. She's not expecting, like, preparation, you know what I'm saying? But hey.
You're a man, okay? I don't know if you still have your parts that God gave.
Why do they always look so upset whenever they point out their, like, biological sex? Just own it. It's fine. I mean, I don't know if it helps. I forget which gender you are constantly. You're a man, a woman, and a non-binary to me. All in one. There you go.
I think so.
Well, then be a man. See, God wants to heal
What's wrong
you.
with being a man?
So I'm your doctor. Okay? I'm telling you that.
And that's the thing, like, be a man. Well, it's not that simple. Like, I don't know if that person has gender dysphoria because apparently you don't need it to transition, which technically you don't. I just don't know why the fuck you would. But when someone says just be a man, it's like, well, I just don't want to. Like, I don't know how I'd feel. Like, if someone cut my hair off in the middle of the night, that would fucking devastate me, you know, because I'd have to go around looking like more of a man. If the only clothes I could wear anymore were, like, male clothes, like, say, not necessarily the Jesus shit on here, because I'd never wear that fucking shit, except very ironically. Like, this kind of dress, like, growing out, well, I can't grow my beard out anymore, it's mostly gone, but, like, I just don't want that. And it's hard to justify that, because it's an internal thing. It's a bit like having an invisible illness. It's a bit like having a mental health illness, like misophonia or something. Because it's like, well, why don't you just ignore the noises that you hate? That's the problem, I can't. And, you know, I can't just get used to stuff because it just gets worse. You know, you have to constantly... And it's hard to justify. So I understand as well why people are suspicious of things like gender dysphoria, you know, because it is invisible. And it only really shows in how you present. So yeah, it's an ignorant question to ask, and it certainly suggests these people don't know many trans people, but then they're not protesting trans people. They've been approached by someone who seems to be, well, they're calling themselves a trans person. They've been approached by a trans person, so I don't know.
Whatever damage of sin and abuse, whatever may happen in your life.
But if I don't have any abuse or trauma, this is just the way I'm most comfortable.
That could be from the effect of society, just by watching Hollywood. I mean, back MASH, remember how MASH...
Geez, they need to stop talking over each other. Let me just get that again, because I actually very much disagree with the Christos here. What if this is just the way I'm most comfortable? Which is fair, you know, it's a fair question to ask. And they have to, like, come up with other reasons why it might be that don't match that. It's not like I don't see the ideologue shit from other directions. And I hope that's clear.
That could be from the effect of society, just by watching Hollywood. I mean, back MASH, remember how MASH...
Male lions don't have sex with male lions, they just don't. Well, I mean, they spit out points so quickly, it's like...
Sex with male lions, they just don't.
I don't know if that's homosexual behavior or dominant behavior. Like, we keep guinea pigs, and we had boy ones. We currently have a girl one. We used to have 2 girl ones. One of them died. Before that, we had 2 boy ones. One of them would mount the other one, like, constantly. And it wasn't about fucking necessarily. A lot of them do it to show dominance. So I don't know if we're applying our view of the world to animals, because we don't actually know why they do a lot of the stuff they do, because they don't speak English, you know? It's like, you get gazelles that, like, jump up and down in place when they see, like, lions and stuff, cheetahs, whatever. We don't know why they're doing that. The theory is that they want to show that they're strong and fit, and that chasing them will be a waste of time. But that's just the best guess we have, so this isn't literally a 2-second Google search like, oh my god, hang on. Because the problem is, they're just saying literally a 2-second Google search later. What happened in this video is Blair White flashes up, I think it was before this, a thing from a newspaper. Because, like, this soyed me the fuck out, because this person saw the newspaper clipping and started whining that Blair White didn't include a source for this newspaper clipping, that you can see the the headline of. So all you have to do is type in those words into Google. Oh yeah, this person was converted to not hating trans people anymore because of Blair White's content. This person was so fucking mad about it. This is the same person, by the way, dead domain. Literally a 2-second Google search later. Can't really expect them to start Googling stuff when you jump them with a conversation. Just saying. Second off,
that's helpful, you know, it's reversible.
Doctors admit puberty blockers aren't reversible. Let's do it in fucking real time. How about that? Hold on, that's the same article. How long did that take me? Can you see my point?
Lions don't have sex with male lions. They just don't.
And these people, bear in mind, have been jumped with a camera. Like, they don't know that they're going to have a conversation until it's happening. So, like, you're gonna complain that they didn't literally do a 2-second Google search when they've been jumped for a conversation? Like, okay, didn't realize they had to prepare for this conversation now. It's just hypocritical.
I remember early days in Halloween.
Smug crickets. That's the thing now, smug crickets. Yeah, this person, yeah, fuck that shit. If you're gonna give other people shit for not sourcing things, at least be able to look things up yourself.
There'd be guys, the only guys that would ever dress up in dresses was during Halloween.
I feel Halloween's pretty popular for everybody.
No, it isn't.
It isn't.
But
It's a
it's-
satanic holiday.
Well, I mean,
If you
it
was all
if you look
fun.
into Halloween, it's literally about giving truth to children to sacrifice them to Satan.
After hearing this woman spit out so many facts in such close succession, it might surprise you to know this is actually not true, and in fact,
Oh wait, wasn't she filming the whole time? How's she gonna Google search then, anyway?
Halloween originated as Samhain, which was a Celtic festival meant to ward off evil spirits, not sacrifice children to them.
Love is not love. Toleration.
I mean, I don't care about that point. Like, these people probably are talking complete bollocks for the most part.
Everybody, and no one's wrong. If no one's wrong, then why did the that was, won this lawsuit for defamation of character? Why, if love is love and nothing's wrong and don't judge anyone, why did he get a jury judgment of $1.3 million?
They continued to bring up a recently reached judgment awarding a local drag queen $1 million for defamation. However, while they want to frame this as the drag queen getting $1 million for exposing themselves to children, the reality is that was a lie spread by right-wing propagandists, and the suit was for
Right-wing propagandists. I mean, maybe, I don't know. There's plenty of ideologues out there.
defamation and threats that resulted from that lie. So they're just perpetuating the literal lies that got someone $1 million for how
By the way, this has got nothing to do with anything. I watched Xander Hal earlier. He keeps shitting on how many views other people get. This person doesn't have that many more subscribers than Xander Hal. And yet this is like 148k views. Like, Xander's lucky to get like 10k.
wrong they were proven to be in the court of law.
Dressing up
His
as
genitals
a man,
being
dressing up as a
completely
woman.
seen in public by children.
How dare you guys be so pushy against us? How dare you push and flaunt your wickedness, your perversion against us here in public? And then you want to push.
Funny? Do you think it's funny? Do you think
Yeah.
it's okay for a grown man to
I mean, whoever's on the camera is not helping. Like, well, we don't see it as wicked, you know? Like, it's pretty simple.
just flash his genitals around
Well, no,
children?
I think
I'm just curious
different
because
ways
they're over
to
there
look at
laughing
Jeez, let them speak. Jesus Christ, shut the fuck up.
like it's funny.
By now, some passersby had
Okay, we stopped anyway.
gathered and began interjecting. I tried to wrangle the conversation back on track before the exchange devolved into insults or more sporadic tangents.
if God didn't want them to eat from,
There's
Giving
things
him
you
free
don't
will.
have. This is how you put on a condom. How young do children have to have that pushed on them from Planned Parenthood?
Up with every random attack. Also, like 100 years ago, I'm pretty sure Planned Parenthood have moved on.
Okay, that's about it on that bit. I mean, hey, I'll give them credit. They stood there, they took it. I still think they're a fucking cringe lord and a bit of a ideologue. But when you put them up against ideologues that I disagree with even more than this ideologue, I'm probably going to choose this one. So, hey, we learned so much. I don't know. I can't be bothered to watch any more of this.